And if you miss class because you're lazy or you don't want to answer a question or you're not prepared, you have to go to the bank and make a payment. You pay fine.
You pay a fine?
You pay a fine for missing the class
Wow.
and not answering your questions.
And sometimes, in some cases, some people skip classes. That's not something I'm going to advise, but some people skip classes and they come, they take the midterm, and they pass the midterm, and they take the final exam, and they pass the final exam.
Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we have a special guest. She's my wife, and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Abiola Yomoni.
I studied medicine and she studied
Nursing.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the differences between European education system and the American education system. So how is it like studying in America?
My experience when it comes to studying in the US is every professor is different. Every class, two classes are seldom alike. You know, every professor at the beginning of the semester, like the very first class you have, they're going to give you like the course outline, and they're going to give you like what I always look for is the grading, is the grading outline. How are they going to grade you? You know, some professors have like the 40-60 ratio where like your exams are like 60% and you have like two tests, like one like before your midterms or like one like during your midterm test, and that's gonna be like 20%, or maybe your midterm is just gonna be 40% of your grade, and then your final exam is 60%, and then you know, bam, this is what you have to do, this is how you're gonna study, you know. And some professors, it's like they're gonna dice everything up. Like your exam can be like, I literally had this one class, like our final exam was, I think it was 15 or like 20%, and then we had like this assignments and like homework we had to do, and like the homework was like 1% each, and then it gave us like this little like the fact that your attendance like carried like a certain percentage, and then your test
is it the same across all other courses or this specific?
No, I can never forget. That was my microbiology class. I would never forget that professor, because it was so hard, because it's like you had to be good in everything. You had to like do all your homework, you had to like do like, there was like this online coursework we also had to do before we came to class. You also had to get like 100% on that. You had like, it was, everything was just so chopped up and diced. And I remember coming out of that class, I think I had an 8, but that was the hardest A I had to work for in my whole entire life.
You paid for everything.
Exactly. Like I had to work so hard, and I'm like, sir, like, but why? You know? And you know, and you go to another class and it's literally like, yeah, just your midterm and your final exam. And sometimes, in some cases, some people skip classes. That's not something I'm going to advise, but some people skip classes and they come, they take the midterm, and they pass the midterm, and they take the final exam, and they pass the final exam. So yeah. So
it's divided into class marks and then midterm score and then final exams.
Yeah, generally it actually varies by professors. So different professors structure their classes differently. So the most important thing I would advise to anyone studying in the US, always go to like the first couple of classes and pay attention to how the professor grades,
to figure it out.
Because when you know the grading system, you know, okay, it's just midterm and you exam. So you can like
navigate yourself around. I mean,
exactly,
you know exactly what to target across the semester.
Not so good thing about the US is it's varied. Like, different professors design their classes in like different formats. So the good thing is no two classes are kind of like the same. So you just have to figure out like, you know, what does this professor want? Like, what are they looking for? Are they really like heavy on like projects, or are they really like heavy on like test taking? Like some people want all the points are in the test you take, and some people like they give you projects, and your projects actually carry majority of your points. So it just really depends. Yeah. So,
but in Europe, it's different. I don't think it's slightly different. It's a lot different.
Okay.
So from my own experience, the professor will come into the class, give a course outline for the semester, and then you have the course outline from next class. You know what to study for the next class.
Okay.
Right? You're expected to study everything for the next class and be prepared.
Oh, wow.
Every single points. So you must know everything, because the next class, the professor is going to ask you questions. They can call any name randomly on the roster, and you have to answer questions. So once you answer question, they grade you based on the way you answer the questions. So every day it's 2 points.
Oh,
Some is 1 point, it depends. And then the final exam is only 40 points. So you have 60 points to fight for over the course of the semester. So, and if you miss class because you're lazy or you don't want to answer a question or you're not prepared, you have to go to the bank and make a payment. You pay fine.
You pay a fine?
You pay a fine for missing the class and not answering your questions. And then you take permission from the dean's office, and so the fine is to pay the professor for the time, and then you must attend that class and pass.
Oh wow! Yeah. So I have a couple of questions right off the bat. So, like, what if, let's say for instance, you were sick? How are they going to like compensate for that?
So if you're sick, it's different. You have to come with a doctor's report.
Okay, that's fair.
So you come with the doctor's report, a legal doctor's report.
Oh wow!
And show to the dean. And the only difference is you are not going to pay fine, but you still have to sit the class with the professor still. You must pass that class. You must answer that question. So once you pass that class, then to the next class. So you have to be on your toes from the beginning of the semester to the end. So the final exam are a lot easier because we've been studying right from day one. You know, so it's not, most people pass the final exam because they've been consistently passing.
Right. I mean, if you come into class every day and you have to study before you come for class, and then you have to answer questions in class, then you will definitely pass the final exam.
Definitely pass the final exam because you're actually ready. You can't go to the next class without passing the previous class. Oh wow. So it's going to be accumulating, and you're accumulating debt as well.
Debt?
Yeah, because you're losing money.
Oh wow! So if you don't pass, you have to like pay fine.
You have to pay fine for not passing.
A parking ticket.
And if you fail your exam, the fine is more expensive. So you have to pay and then go and sit your exam. And then your CGPA will take a hit. So this is medical school, by the way. So talking about studying in US, how expensive is it?
Oh yes. So studying in the US can get pretty expensive real quick. So for the cost of tuition, just like you said, it actually depends if you're a resident. So we have resident and we have a non-resident, and then we have international students. Just like we have in-state tuition and we have out-of-state tuition, and then we have international student. So for a quick explanation, if you live in Illinois and you went to an Illinois university, then you're going to pay in-state tuition. In-state tuition can be like, let's say 15 to like 16,000
per
semester. Yeah, depending on the school. So, but if you're coming from Wisconsin and you don't live in Illinois and you're coming to an Illinois university, you could probably pay up to like, let's say $20,000 per semester for the same education. And if you're an international student and you don't have any scholarships, that could be like, I don't know, that could be like 30 grand. I don't know. So that's so the lowest, right? So it varies. So the lowest
institution, out of state tuition, and then international students. So it's kind of increases like that.
Right. So the lowest is always going to be in-state tuition. So it's always very preferable for you to go to a school that is in your state, except if it's for like special reasons. Probably you don't offer like the course you're going for, or for whatever reason. So and also community colleges are way more affordable than actual university. So because of that, a lot of people usually have to take out loans to go to school here. That's like the standard. Like student loans is very, very common. You know, the average graduate has at least about 50 to 60 grand in student loans.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Because I decided I didn't want that, I actually went to a community college, and I also worked while I was in school to pay off my tuition. So I paid my tuition off by myself, and it was also cheaper.
Because you went to a community college.
Yeah, because I went to a community college. In my opinion, the same degree.
The same degree.
Not the same degree. Okay, not the same degree, because if you graduate from a community college, you're going to have an associate. You still have to go back for your bachelor's, but it's still going to be more affordable going back for your bachelor's when you're already a registered nurse than just going straight into a university and paying. I know people that paid
a lot of debt.
Right. I know people. I have friends that paid 50 grand a year.
That's crazy.
For the same license that we both share. We literally have the same license. Our job opportunity is a little different. It is, but it's really a smidge different in the grand scheme of things. However, like I said, so I didn't want to go through all that, so I just decided to pay my way through school. So I paid my tuition through school.
Yeah. So, but in Europe, the tuition fee is very, very affordable, even for international students. The average tuition fee for nursing students, let me say nursing students in Europe, in eastern part of Europe, is about $4,500 a year.
A year?
A year.
That's...
So, now I think many Americans are actually going to Europe to get bachelors in nursing. So, but for local students, obviously the tuition fee is subsidized and even completely waived by the government.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so European education is very, very cheap, and people don't accumulate loans once they graduate, so it's completely different from the American system. America is a capitalist society, so it's all about the money.
It's all about the money.
Yeah, it's all about the money.
And funny enough, the amount that you said that nursing student pay is actually what I paid in my community college.
Okay.
So for my community college, this is for the nursing portion of my school, because the nursing portion of my schooling was actually a little more expensive than like the regular classes. So when I was in nursing school, the nursing classes for 2 years, it was about 10 grand. So that's about 5 grand per year. So it was really, really affordable for me. So I just worked my way through it. Yeah.
So in your college, how many Africans are in your maybe your class or something? A lot of Africans are there.
It was a pretty diverse school. So yeah, we had a lot of Africans and we had a lot of
Europeans are there.
Europeans. Not. I think we had like 1 or 2 Europeans. Yeah, I think I remember. And then I know it was pretty diverse. It was very diverse. We had I do remember having an Indian classmate. I had a black classmate. I had a white classmate. I had a Hispanic classmate. It was very diverse. I went to a very diverse school. So yeah.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Thank you so much for coming to our channel. Guys, if you have any question or opinion, or you want to share experience, please put it in the comment section below. Click the like button, subscribe if you're new. We'll see you guys again next time.
All right. Bye.